your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.
A lovely evening, and thanks for joining us on the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. My name is Grace Nwafo. Political heavyweights and captains of industry have applauded the appointment of a former Minister of Works, Senator Adedayo Adeyeye, as chairman of the board of the Nigerian Port Authority by President Bola Tinubu. They paid tribute to the ex-minister at an event held in his honor in Abuja. Among those who graced the occasion were Ekiti State Governor Biodun Yebanji, Senate Leader Okpeyemi Bamidele, former Ekiti State Governors Ayodele Fayose and Segun Oni, and a former Nasarawa State Governor, Senator Tanko. Speaking, Senate Leader Okpeyemi Bamidele described Adeyeye as a resilient and loyal ally of President Tinubu. He urged NPA management to embrace the new board chairman, noting Adeye's leadership strength and experience. Governor Yebanji on his described Adeye's appointment as an honor to Ekiti State. He praised the unity displayed by Ekiti political leaders across party lines, honoring him. In his remarks, he expressed gratitude to Tinubu for fulfilling his promise. He also assured Oyebanji of his full backing ahead of the upcoming Ekiti governorship elections. He also called for an end to politics of bitterness and emphasized the importance of sustaining the prevailing peace in the state. He further assured NPA Managing Director Abubakar Dansoho of the harmonious working relationship with his team. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed Mohammad Babangida, the son of the former military president, as chairman of the revamped Bank of Agriculture. President Tinubu approved the appointment today, along with seven others. Some of them will serve as chairman or directors general of federal agencies. Mohammad Babangida, 53, is an alumnus of the European, where he earned a bachelor's degree in business administration and master's degree in public relations and business communication. He later attended Harvard Business School's executive program on corporate governance in 2002. The Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), Dr. Ahmed Abubakar, has urged the National Assembly to grant the Corps full constitutional recognition, thereby further reinforcing its original mandate to protect lives, property, and the country's critical assets and infrastructure. While presenting a position paper to the House of Representatives Constitution Review Committee in Akure, the Ondo State capital, Audi appealed for the need for a dedicated constitutional provision that clearly defines the roles of the NSCDC. According to Commandant General, such constitutional backing would lay repeated clamoring and agitation for a merger of the core while improving its efficiency. He commended the National Assembly for granting the NSCD and the Nigerian Army for supply 7 and personnel. The NSC boss, however, lamented the Section 214 of the 1999 Constitution, which states that there be only one police force in the country, has been misinterpreted over the years, leading to an unhealthy relationship between the Corps and the police force. Audi said the NSCDC has made significant progress, such as securing the conviction of thousands of criminals, including vandals, recommending licenses to private guard companies after proper monitoring, training, and inspections, resolving over 120,000 conflicts that could have led to further congestion caused by awaiting trial, destroying hundreds of illegal refineries and mining sites, as well as prosecuting the operators, conducting rescue operations during national emergencies, and participating in various joint operations, particularly in the military. The United States mission this was contained in a statement made available to newsmen on by the Public Diplomacy Section, U.S. Consul Lagos effort aimed at deepening strengthening ties with Nigerians and advancing key U.S.-Nigeria priorities in the region. He succeeds Joelin Gog, who had served in an interim capacity since November 2024, following the departure of Will Stevens. Is still the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Still to come are news from the foreign scene and sports. Stay with us. Glad to know that you're still there if you're just joining us. This is the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Over now to the foreign scene. The United Nations has warned that massive cuts to humanitarian budgets risk leaving more than 11 million refugees without desperately needed aid. That corresponds to a full third of the number reached last year by the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR. In a new report, the agency highlighted a deadly confluence of factors pummeling millions of refugees and displaced people globally, rising displacement, shrinking funding, and political apathy. The United States and other countries have left UNHCR and other aid organizations facing gaping shortfalls. UNHCR has said it needs $10.6 billion to assist the world's refugees this year, but so far it has received just 23% of that amount. As a result, the agency said it was seeing $1.4 billion of essential programs being cut or put on hold. The agency said families were being forced to choose between feeding their children, buying medicines, and paying rent. The agency said the court have also forced UNHCR to pause the movement of new arrivals from border areas to safer locations in Chad and South Sudan, leaving thousands stranded in remote locations. Health and education services for refugees are also being scaled back worldwide. In camps in Bangladesh, hosting nearly a million refugees from Myanmar, education programs for just some 230,000 children risk being suspended. UNHCR also said its entire health program in Lebanon was at risk of being shuttered by the end of the year. And from Germany, Germany has arrested a Libyan militia leader accused of crimes against humanity and war crimes on an international criminal court warrant. The ICC said Khalid Mohammed, who was arrested on Wednesday, allegedly served as a senior official at the notorious Mutiga prison near Tripoli. ICC Registrar Osvaldo Zavala thanked Germany and said such cooperative moves were essential steps for proceedings to move forward and for victims to see justice delivered. Grappling with the aftermath of conflict and political chaos that followed the 2011 NATO-backed uprising that toppled longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi, the country remains a split between a United Nations recognized government in Tripoli, led by Prime Minister Abdulhamid Deiba, and in the east, controlled by the Haftar family. In the world of sports, Kano Pillars Football Club has signed a new memorandum of understanding with Radio France International (AUSA) to uplift the status of the club. Kano Pillars Ahmed Musa signed the agreement yesterday, heralding the French outfit as the club's official media partner. The ex-Super Eagles captain had earlier promised a 9-point agenda program, including prioritizing strategic partnerships to ensure the success of the country. After the signing of the pact, Musa described the development as historic, considering the massive fan base of the club, not just in Kano or Nigeria, but across the African continent. And still from the world of sports, Snoop Dogg has become co-owner of championship side Swansea City in an unlikely alliance between the world of rap and football, the Welsh club announced. The 53-year-old American star joined former Real Madrid stalwart and Croatia World Cup finalist Luka Modric in the club ownership structure. Snoop Dogg made a surprise appearance on the club's social media handles last week, modeling their new home jersey for the 2025-2026 season, and the club announced on Thursday that he has become an investor. His involvement comes after American businessmen Brett Karavat and Jason Cohen took over the club in November last year. Swansea, we hope that his real name is Calvin, can use his 100 million plus social media followers to boost his profile as they still return to the Premier League for the first time since they were relegated in 2018. And that is a wrap on the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Do stay tuned for more programs will be coming your way. My name is Grace Nwafo. Have a lovely evening.
From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news.